Can you speak about your mental defense at the trial?
It was all a lie, orchestrated by lawyers to obtain a not criminally responsible defense. It all started when I was a teen. My manager forced me to work as a teen escort, and then came up with the idea to get even more money selling prescription drugs on the black market. So I was forced to see doctors, a lot of them, and pretend to have issues. They would write prescriptions for sedatives, and my manager would sell the drugs on the black market for large amounts of money. This created a large paper trail, which was used at trial to exploit the system. None of this was my idea, and I was actually the victim of domestic abuse throughout my life. My manager even forced me to check into different hospitals to make the stories more believable and obtain more sedatives. It was all against my will. I never ever had any psychiatric issues. I didn't take any of those medications, and I take no medications now. Nothing is wrong with my father in any way, and we all just laugh at these stupid stories.
What is your reaction to how your relatives speak about you and people claiming to have dated you in the past?
Firstly, I have zero contact with any of my relatives, so don't believe their fake news comments. My mother and I have zero relationship. She contacted me blabbing about some stupid book she was writing with some idiotic co-author. I agreed to see her briefly to work on it, and I quickly kicked her out of my life. The idiotic co-author, I spoke with him once by phone, and that's it. He seemed very unprofessional and borderline idiotic. I refused to promote I refused to even promote this book of lies and ignored it. I didn't even read it. I'm told it was all incoherent ramblings and blatant disregard for the truth. And as for you telling me people are claiming to be in relationships with me, it's all lies. I don't even know any of these people. I don't know who any of them are. I'm told some irrelevant losers who posed for pics with me in the past, or I had brief encounters with, spin lies to gain attention. None of my past relationships comment on me. My ex-fiancés don't comment on me, and anyone claiming otherwise is a complete liar and con artist. Nobody I know speaks with the press, so the lying fake news media interviews irrelevant nobodies I've never met to peddle their papers. Precisely the trickery I despise from the press. I have zero communication with my relatives. My choice. My friends don't speak to the media. Don't believe fake news.
You are accused of being involved in unsolved murders in Canada, Miami, New York, Hollywood, Long Island, England, and other places. What is your reaction?
I'm not dignifying this with a response. Next.
You mentioned that you were framed. Can you speak about John Bittrolf and Manny Lopez?
John Bitteroff was a client of mine, and so was Manny Lopez. I was the victim of domestic abuse. While I was living at the Leaside Towers in Toronto, my condo was broken into by Manny Lopez, and he brutally assaulted me. The police in Toronto were completely useless and did nothing. I lived in New York City, and I gave police there info, but the idiotic cops had tunnel vision on me. Yes, folks, the Toronto police are incompetent imbeciles. They have bungled countless cases and are completely useless.
You have had a lot of high-powered clients in the government. How are these people involved?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Next.
What role did the mafia play in your life?
I was engaged to my ex-fiancé, Ron. He was involved with the Russian mafia. It's no secret. They played a big biggest enemy of the people. As you've heard, almost everything reported about me has been a complete lie, and the picture painted is completely false. Society doesn't need the mainstream media any longer since social media exists. Society has once again been fooled by the fake news media. They are corrupt as hell, and laws need to be passed to prevent this from happening again.
Were you involved in smuggling and dark web sex rings?
I'm not answering this stupid question. Next.
Were you inspired by the film Basic Instinct?
Absolutely not. More fake news. Next.
What exactly happened in London, England?
I was vacationing and seeing clients. My lawyer was being harassed by a predatory tabloid reporter from the London press. My lawyer and I had an appointment with the paper's legal department. We didn't just show up. Then the predatory reporter followed me to a hotel where I was seeing a client. He secretly recorded me saying absolutely nothing. Then I left. This idiot started posting on his social media for millions to see that he just met me. So if he posted online he just met me and millions of people seen it, it wasn't a secret. Then 3 days later he received some threatening email which he falsely accused me of sending. I never sent any threatening email to anyone. Scotland Yard investigated and determined it originated from Amsterdam. Look it up. More lies and fake news. At trial, I never testified, as my attorney forbade it. The doctor's reports were all lies and used to obtain a bogus verdict. There was zero proof ever connecting me to any email. It's impossible to tell who sent it. When my laptop was searched, nothing was discovered on it since it was brand new and wiped clean. It's all lies and it's fake news.
What happened in Miami, Florida?
I was living in New York City. I left an abusive situation. I was vacationing in Miami and was followed there by an abusive partner. He raped me and forced me to drink 4 martinis. I called the police who seen my bruises and they discriminated against me based on my sexual orientation. They made derogatory comments about gays such as, oh,
IQ is listed at 142. Did you outsmart all the doctors and psychiatrists?
It is what it is, people. Next.
Thank you so much for your time, Luka.
So in closing, thank you for taking time to clear some things up. The liars in the media should be ashamed of themselves. As the interviewer, I'm going to remain anonymous and let the interview speak for itself.
How can an idiot be a policeman? Answer me that!
It's very simple. All he has to do is enlist.